Hi everyone, this vlog is in continuation of the series of vlogs we are doing on mental health, something which is about your psychology. This vlog will tell you that there are two major emotional patterns which are root of a lot of other emotional patterns and mentality. As far as depression, anxiety, other types of depression, and a lot of pain is concerned, here let us first understand that suffering and pain is a psychology, it's a mental pattern. You cannot pinpoint. So let us say if you want to explore your pain or suffering or hate, just close your eyes, and just as you can pinpoint your right shoulder or the right collarbone, try to pinpoint in your head where you get pain. Try to pinpoint the place where you get suffering. Okay, going further, a lot of people go through depression, emotional turmoil, emotional swings, a huge, highly misinterpreted, overrated humanitarian point, moods and emotions. A lot of people think that emotions are everywhere, they are part of human life, etc. But then, emotions are driving us. Emotions are where? They are in the mind. Mind is where? It is not pinpointable. The brain is pinpointable. Brain is an organ where the mind functions majorly. You can pinpoint the brain, the parts, the organs of the brain, but you cannot pinpoint the parts, the spheres and phases of your mentality or your mind. Now, even if a person is mad, so a psychologically ill person, still a psychologically ill person will have two major emotions, keeping aside the rest, which would be a part of majority of psychological or mental parts. That is fear and anger. Even if there is a dumb person, completely psychologically ill, suffering through schizophrenia or dementia or anything else, if you put that person in the middle of a jungle, that person will not run into a lion declaring that the person is the king. Why? The fear and the anger element are very, very primitive into our minds. Usually people suffer because of repressed anger and repressed fear. The base emotion, the base mentality will have fear and anger into its root, and when it grows into different dimensions. Maximum people suffer because of repressed anger, and then that anger comes through someone, some situation, a particular thing, and then that anger is surfaced. Now, because the individual on the psychological level has never explored their own psychic pattern, so what happens that the person goes out of control completely. And when you are living a moment out of control, you will not be able to live that moment completely and with satisfaction or joy or happiness or pleasure. Name it, frame it, you can use any name you want. The base point is that when you are emotionally already or psychologically already out of control in certain or maybe 2 or 3 points, invariably and eventually you will live an uncontrollable emotional life or uncontrollable mental life. Now, your life depends on how your mentality works. Because good, bad, enjoying, not enjoying, suffering, it's okay, not suffering, and just okay. All these identifications comes from your mentality and not from your left knee or your right ankle or your pelvis or your right chest or your left lung or your right eye or your left ear or your right nostril. From where does it come? It comes from your mind. How you react, how you respond, how you know your emotional or psychological points. Now, fear and anger is something also which is highly misinterpreted, and it is unacceptable. A lot of people would not be able to accept or even look at their fear and anger because they failed and they feel insecure and narrowed a smaller human being, which is they feel when they go out accepting that they are afraid or they have anger. Why? Because on a very, very large general case, fear and anger is a cliched emotion which people usually are willing not to accept because they think it is a negative zone. If you do not approach a negative zone with the way you are looking at it, or when you change the way you are looking at it, you will never be able to come out of it. Please understand, the thing which you don't approach, you will never be able to come out of it. If you want to come out of something, the first thing you need to do is you need to start approaching it. You need to go through it. Only then you can or you will be able to move beyond it. Anything you don't go through, you will not be able to move beyond. This is a fact to an extent as far as emotions is concerned. We are not talking about emotions to an extreme where you go on drinking a cyanide or you try suicide and then check that what happens. No. We are just simply talking about exploring your fear and your anger because fear and anger are base emotions to your mentality. Depression, anxiety, as I said, pain, anxiety attacks, everything has base of fear and anger. We will be continuing this more. There is much more coming to this series. Stay tuned. Please share your views on the vlogs. I would request if you can share more of these videos to the maximum so that maximum people can get some hint and they can make themselves better as a human being. And as I always say, we are here to become better human beings and nothing else. Everything else is part and parcel. Have a beautiful day. Take care.